Alrighty, boys, what is up? So, the official EA Sports UFC 6 gameplay deep dive is about to go live in like 40 seconds right now. I'm actually pretty curious to see what EA intends to show. I mean, they're going to show gameplay, but you know what I mean? I'm really hoping that they show enough to where people feel like they have a good grasp on what the gameplay is going to look like this time around. So, we're going to find out in just 20 seconds, boys. All right, here we go. Gameplay deep dive. All right, EA. Let's see what you got.
One of the best things about MMA is that everyone's fight is different. In UFC 6, that fighter individuality drives gameplay, ensuring no two fights are the same. Now, every decision you make carries the same consequences as the real thing. From the highs of ending a fight with a KO, or catching a submission in a takedown scramble, to the lows of being dominated by a suffocating ground game, UFC 6 is powered by fighters. A sweeping overhaul of fighter movement, blocking, and idle animations showcases locomotion, signature strikes, and style, adding strategic depth to your fight. Captured directly from UFC athletes, more than 1,000 new animations and 100+ athlete-specific idols make every strike, slip, and move feel authentic to the individual. In UFC 6, when you pick a fighter that fits your style, you step into a matchup that feels entirely your own. The pressure of Nick Diaz's fight now distinctly contrasts with that of Anderson Silva's.
Look at that Anderson Silva movement.
With sapient tech mapping their bodies, fighters are more anatomically accurate. Choose a fighter with a longer striking range and you'll feel the reach advantage over an opponent with less. Details like hair, muscles, and skin match their true life counterparts. Damage is more accurate and clothing moves better. All upgrades from UFC 5 that add realism to the fight. The fight gets more personal in UFC 6. With multiple variants for core strikes, you now have the flexibility to get creative on your gameplay style. If you choose Yuri, your looping strikes have more length, giving you the advantage of reach. Whereas when you use Alex, your left hook is more short and powerful, delivering more damage to your opponent. To be a great fighter,
look at that Israel movement.
Choosing how to protect yourself is just as important as the approach you take when attacking. In UFC 6, 4 new blocking styles give you more options to defend. A balanced style, which is well-rounded, featuring responsible hands. A sturdy style, providing you with a stronger block but slower movement. An evasive style, meaning you're fluid, faster, and more efficient. And the Philly shell, which comes with some exposure while also reducing damage to the head and body. How you evade also looks different, with all new head movement and lunge animations adding another level of realism to the fight. Another layer to authenticity is real-time contact, where every strike lands where it's placed and when it should.
Touch gloves, Ilya.
Ensure strikes land on time and drive through the target, making every exchange look more precise and feel more visceral. With improvements to game physics, ragdolls, hit reactions,
that's just like the fight,
and deformations feel authentic, leading to more impactful and brutal knockdown animations, reactions, and consistency across the entire roster. Every fighter knows there's a moment when they're fully locked in. Focus sharpens, the pace slows. It's called flow state, and that moment arrives in UFC 6. The overhauled perk system is rooted in real fighting styles and strategies, with the new flow state mechanic giving you new ways to gain powerful, limited time bonuses for each fighter. It works in 3 layers. A base effect, which gives a passive boost to your fighter. Flow boosts, which help build your flow meter faster for fighting in a specific style. And flow state, which adds a powerful gameplay boost to help you finish the fight. From the 30 perks available, each fighter has a combination of 5 boosts and 1 flow state, adding an additional layer of depth in fight strategy with every fighter. With upgraded presentation, every arena feels more distinct, with cinematic color grading, lighting, and lens flares, adding realism to every moment. Licensed venues have also been refined with site-specific lighting and atmosphere, giving MSG, MGM Grand, and T-Mobile Arena personalities of their own. Inside the octagon, 3D spatial crowd audio and ambisonic sound pull you deeper into the fight. You'll hear Bruce Buffer announce your name from the PA above your head.
I'm just trying to listen, boys. I know I'm not talking too much. I'm just trying to listen.
Chanting reactions from each side of the venue tied to specific fighters that amplify momentum swings and reward success. From unprecedented fighter movement and fidelity to evolved striking and defensive systems, UFC 6 is built around fighter individuality, making every matchup feel different and every style worth discovering.
Wow, boys. That was a lot. That was a lot. We're going to do a video where we break down the myriad of things they showed. I mean, they showed multiple fighters. They showed different venues. I mean, they showed a lot of new animations. I mean, there's a lot to be seen right here. And even with all that, you still don't get the true scale of it until you get your hands on the game, which is like just... I'm so happy. I actually do like this one. I like this deep dive right here. Let's rewatch it. Let's watch it again. So we're going to rewatch the deep dive again, and I'm going to pause periodically just to point out some things that I noticed. And then, like I said, later on, I'm going to do another video where we kind of go back in and we slowly break down what we saw in the trailer, you know, in terms of gameplay. Because, again, I know that's really what most people are interested about. Yeah, they showed venues, they showed character models and all that. All that stuff is really great. But, right, like, what really matters for most players is the gameplay, right? So let's watch this again.
One of the best things about MMA is that everyone's fight is different. In UFC 6, that fighter individuality drives gameplay.
So right away, let's see. Right away, we've already seen quite a few fighters right here. We got Bullet. Hold on. Let's start right here. Let's start right here. Right away, we've already seen Max Holloway. We've seen Dustin Poirier.
About MMA is that
we got Sean O'Malley and Yurian. We have Robert Whittaker, Shara Bullet.
That fighter individuality drives gameplay.
Look at that. Yuri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg.
Ensuring no two fights.
Man, using Yuri Prochazka, the first time I used Yuri Prochazka, I was truly blown away at his animations. And Yuri is one of those guys that when you first pick him up, he's going to be very difficult for you to use. His animations, I mean, his style is one of those styles that you're going to have to spend quite a bit of time actually learning. And that's one of the things that I was hoping for with UFC 6, that the fighters will be distinct enough that I actually feel like, the same thing I did with John Jones, where I picked the fighter, spent time learning his moveset, learning his timing, his animations. I was hoping that I would be able to do that with more fighters in UFC 6, because that's really what gives me longevity personally. And in UFC 6, I'll be able to do that because enough fighters are distinct. I cannot wait, bro. Yuri Prochazka.
Now, every decision you make carries the same consequences as the real thing. From the highs of ending a fight.
Right? Look at that. We've got Ilia Topuria. We've got Charles Oliveira. Ilia Topuria's character model looks absolutely fantastic. He looks like he actually does in the lightweight division. Big, beefy a little bit, filled out, powerful. Look at that left hook, man. Damn.
A submission and a takedown scramble.
And I believe this section right here is getting up and getting up right into the guillotine. We've seen that. They're showing off some of the cage-seated positions. And from there, you can try to get up. Your opponent can try to get to half guard. And if you guys race, there's a contextual transition that happens where your opponent actually gets to backside.
Dominated by a suffocating ground game, UFC 6 is powered by fighters. A sweeping overhaul of
we've got Carlos Prates and Michael Morales.
Blocking and idle animation.
Justin Gaethje.
Locomotion, signature strikes,
Cyril Gane,
and style, adding strategic depth to your fight.
And you're also noticing the difference in these venues. Like, they've really gone out of their way to try to make sure that every single venue feels like, feels different, right? Some of them have this bluish tint. Like I told you guys, I was testing that in my videos. And other ones have the greenish tints, the red ones. I like it. I personally like it.
Athletes, more than 1,000 new animations and 100+ athlete-specific idols make every strike.
More than 1,000 new animations is absolutely correct. As someone who's dabbling into animation right now, I know.
Slip and move feel authentic to the individual.
Left hook. Here we go. Korean Zombie. We've got Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw and Dominic Cruz are actually one of the fighters in UFC 5 that were quite heavily unique. And that's going to carry through, of course, in UFC 6.
When you pick a fighter that fits your style, you step into...
We got Tasuro Taira and Alexandro Pantoja.
That feels entirely your own.
Woo!
The pressure of Nick Diaz's fight.
Nick Diaz, Anderson Silva. Look at that Anderson Silva head movement, man. Oh my goodness, dude. When I first saw the way Silva moved, I'm like, man, I'm so glad they went beyond just fighter uniqueness with punches and kicks. They also did that with blocking. They did that with head movement and also with locomotion and with lunges.
Base of precision. With sapient tech,
I'm excited.
Bodies,
I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not.
Anatomically accurate.
And look at the character model difference. UFC 5, UFC 6. I mean, it's not even remotely close, bro.
Choose a fighter with a longer striking range, and you'll feel the reach advantage over an
If you played in the beta, you definitely noticed this. You absolutely noticed this. Longer reach fighters were a bitch to try to deal with.
Less. Details like hair, muscles, and skin
this
match
is
their
stunning.
true life counterparts.
Stunning.
Damage is more accurate, and clothing moves better. All upgrades from UFC 5 that add realism to the fight. The fight gets more personal in UFC 6, with multiple variants for core strikes.
That left hook you just saw right there, that is his regular left hook animation he throws in the game. Like when you press a left hook, that's just what he does. His right hook also has that like looping thing too.
Multiple variants for core strikes.
See, like it looks very similar, but it's different from Yuri's.
With multiple variants for core strikes,
boom, that's like, and then you have the left hook, Alex, left hook from
gameplay style. If you choose Yuri, your looping strikes have more length, giving you the advantage of reach.
Yeah, and you notice that when you were using Michael Venom Page, those looping strikes definitely has more range to them.
When you use Alex, your left hook
boom
is more short and powerful.
Right, we've got Magomed Ankalaev in there.
To be a great fighter,
Israel Adesanya.
You also need to defend, and choosing how to protect.
And you guys remember Jan? Look at Jan. Look at Jan's idol. Look at that. That the thing with Jan always, he likes to keep his right hand glued to his face and uses the left hand to measure. They got that in there.
And choosing how to protect yourself is just as important as the approach you take when attacking.
It looks like Israel shares the same kind of movement pattern as Anderson Silva, which makes sense. First of all, I don't understand why this video is not in 4K, honestly. Like, because this is,
in UFC
the quality
6,
here is not that good.
New blocking styles give you more options to defend. A balanced style, which is well-rounded, featuring responsible hands. A sturdy style, providing you with a stronger block but slower movement.
Stronger block,
style, meaning you're fluid, faster, and more efficient.
So basically, what this means, remember, in UFC 5, when you hold the block button, everyone has this animation where they're like this. And this is one of the things that I was begging them to do. I've been begging them to do this for a very long time. When you hold block, literally when you hold R2, I've always wanted the fighters to look natural. The fighters to just enter into their normal stance as opposed to actively blocking, and they've done that. So right here, Anderson right here is literally holding block, but you're not going to see his block go up. He's still going to stay in his stance, but then as you start throwing strikes at him, then the active blocking will begin.
A balanced style, which is well-rounded.
You see that? Like right here, right here. Look at Sean Strickland with his Philly shell. You have Alex Pereira. He's holding block right now, but he's just in his stance. But then as soon as you start throwing punches at him, then the active blocking begins. So he's holding block, which is his normal stance. When you start throwing, then he starts blocking. Right there. Boom. Then he starts to block.
Featuring responsible hands.
Right there. That is the what's his name? Derek Lewis.
A sturdy style, providing you with a stronger block but slower movement. An evasive style, meaning you're fluid, faster, and more efficient. And
This
the
is
Philly
so
shell,
sweet.
which
Philly
comes with
shell.
some exposure while also reducing damage to the head and body. How you evade
Khalil
also
Roundtree.
looks different, with all new head movement and lunge animations.
And they even got
Also-
the Ilya Tuporia. If you want to see him do that, I call this the Canelo Alvarez. I know he's not the one that invented it, but it's essentially like when you look away as the opponent throws a shot and you hide behind your shoulder. He was doing that against fucking hell. I'm forgetting the opponent. He boxed him up. The guy was around his height, really powerful. You guys know who I'm talking
looks
about.
different, with all new head movement and lunge animations,
Gorgeous.
adding another level of realism to
We
the
got
fight.
Diego Lopez in there.
Another layer to authenticity is real-time
Amanda
contact,
Nunes.
where every strike lands where it's
Boom,
placed
boom.
and when it should. New contact windows ensure strikes land
Oh.
on time and drive through the target, making every exchange look more precise and feel more visceral. With improvements to
Right
game
there, we got
physics, things look
Aljamain
more
Sterling,
precise and
the
feel more
classic
visceral.
Aljamain Sterling KO.
Improve-
Boom! That looping Sean O'Malley right hook, right hand is there as
to game
well.
Physics. Ragdolls, hit reactions, and deformations feel authentic.
Yeah, that hit. See, like
Ragdolls.
people were saying that the leg health event hit reaction is the exact same. It's not.
react-
That is completely different. That is not the same one in UFC 5.
And deformations feel authentic, leading to more impactful and brutal knockdown animations,
Yep.
reactions, and consistency across the
Boom.
entire roster. Every fighter knows there's a moment when they're fully locked in. Focus sharpens, the pace slows. It's called flow state, and that moment arrives in UFC
Now
6.
this flow
The
state
overall
right
perk
here.
system is rooted in real fighting styles.
This
and
flow
strategies.
state stuff is one of the things that a lot of people were complaining about, and I do believe we have the option of turning it off, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure, but I think we
Which
do.
gives a passive boost to your fighting.
I think so. Please do not hold
Which
me
help
to
build
that.
Your flow meter faster for fighting in a specific style. And flow state, which adds a powerful gameplay boost to help you finish the fight. From the 30 perks available, each fighter has a combination of 5 boosts and 1 flow state, adding an additional layer
Yeah.
of depth in fight strategy with every fighter.
We're gonna look at all this stuff later.
With upgraded presentation, every arena feels more distinct, with cinematic color grading, lighting, and lens flares, adding realism to every moment.
Yeah, game looks
Licensed venues
darker.
have also been refined with site-specific lighting and atmosphere, giving MSG, MGM Grand, and T-Mobile Arena personalities of their own. Inside the octagon, 3D spatial crowd audio and ambisonic sound pull you deeper into the fight. You'll hear Bruce Buffer announce your name from the PA above your head.
That
And
is
fans
true.
chanting reactions from each side of the venue tied to specific fighters that amplify momentum swings and reward success.
Gaethje.
From
All the way,
unprecedented
all the
fighter
way.
movement
I mean, this is just, I am so glad they did this. And you guys are going to notice that they've come up, and this is why it's possible for them to have these many unique animations, because they figured out a way to do markerless motion capture. Usually you need to be in a motion capture suit. This is pretty much how I do it right now when I record my own motion capture, except I use something called Move AI. It's a similar technology. I don't know if they're using AI to do it. I don't think so. I think what they're doing, it's not AI. I'm actually certain it's not AI. What they're doing is you'll notice all these cameras around the fighter. There's like a lot of cameras around the fighter. And then they capture the fighter's movement, and then they just insert that data into their system and turn it into motion capture, which they can then go in, clean up, make sure everything is responsive. But the benefit of this is that now they can go to UFC events and they can just pull fighters aside and just have them record really, really quickly. I think they're also working on a technology that allows them to actually literally pull animations from inside of fights, which will be insane. The implications of that will be amazing when it comes to everything. Clinch, ground game. They might even get to a point where they won't need to physically bring fighters in or physically record fighters to actually get their animation. They can literally just record it from their fights and get it in there. I think they're working on that, and if they can get that working, that would be absolutely amazing.
and fidelity to evolve striking and defensive systems, UFC 6 is built around fighter individuality. making every matchup feel different and every style worth discovering.
Yeah, man. So there you go. EA Sports UFC 6 gameplay deep dive. I like this video. I think they showcased enough, and they also showcased some of the issues that you guys are going to run into. I'm going to say it again, just to make sure that I say it right. If grappling is extremely important to you this time, if grappling is one of your selling points for you for buying this game, probably skip UFC 6. Like I say this all the time, but like it's like you guys just skip it. Just don't buy it. Don't give EA your money. If you don't like the fact that they didn't change grappling, don't give them your money. But if you're someone that is excited for the fighter uniqueness, just like I am, if you're someone that is the main thing you care about above all else, then this is the game for you. Period. I mean, I don't know how else I don't know how more nuanced I can be when I say it like that. So that's going to do it though. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said, even though this video is long as hell, I think I'm going to do another one breaking down more of what we saw, especially when it comes to the flow state and stuff like that. So thanks again for watching. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Did EA cook or not? Feel free to leave whatever comment you want in the comment section below. I do not delete comments. Whatever you want to write is completely allowed. Have fun. I'll talk to you boys later. As always, stay safe. Peace out, boys. Have a good one.